It's the calm before the storm, literally, Gerald. We have had the sun peeking in and out here in Gulfport all day, but dark gray skies are looming over us and the winds are steadily picking up. Well, Candace, still no sign of rain yet in Harrison County, but the winds are steadily picking up. You can't see the stars or a sunrise, showing that there are gray skies hovering over us. From Biloxi all the way to here in Waveland, people who live and work around the Gulf Coast are basically playing the wait game right now with what the true impacts will be for tropical storms Marco and Laura. Believe it or not, Melanie and Byron, where I'm standing in Waveland, it's been pretty much another typical day at the beach. The sun has been shining. There's been a lot of blue skies, a few gray clouds on the horizon, but never directly over the Gulf towns. And people have been coming down to the beach to play. In the meantime, Marco is to the west of us. People and emergency officials down here on the Gulf Coast are basically playing the waiting game to see what the true impact will be with Tropical Storm Marco, expected to hit Louisiana later this evening, followed by Tropical Storm Laura, which should be here by Wednesday. Well, I'm back in the town of Waveland, which is under a storm surge watch until further notice. Now, this is especially concerning for this town because it's one of the lowest points on the Gulf Coast compared to sea level. You can see behind me a lot more white caps than we saw yesterday. Now, to give an example of this, the mayor of Waveland explained to me that the main highway that runs along the beach is only 5.5 feet above sea level. When we spoke to emergency management experts in Harrison and Hancock County, they're predicting at maximum a 5-foot storm surge after Laura makes its impact. So that cuts things pretty close to the highway, putting people on edge. However, homes in this area are a little more protected. You can see behind me, we spoke to the homeowners of the White House right there. After it was demolished in Katrina, FEMA required that every house in this section be at a bare minimum of 27 feet above sea level. And the homeowners we spoke to say that since those mandates went into place, it has made a big difference. Yes, we've been hearing all week from emergency officials about how much of a dangerous side effect storm surges can be when hurricanes are right offshore. Down here on the Gulf Coast, some communities are already experiencing that firsthand. We've been following what Hurricane Laura has been doing to our neighbors to the west. We're about 250 miles east of Lake Charles, where it made direct landfall. It's amazing to feel the difference. We have had no rain here yet this morning in Gulfport. When you look at the comparison to what Louisiana's been treated like from Hurricane Laura, it's easy to say Mississippi dodged a bullet. The sun is rising up here in Gulfport, but now we are feeling these side effects of Hurricane Laura. Take a look out into the Gulf. This is the choppiest that the water has been because of the heavy winds, and with that, in comes the storm surge. Now, thankfully, from Biloxi to Gulfport, the beaches are pretty high elevated, but when it comes to Bay St. Louis and Waveland, it's more low-lying areas, and that's where the water could come in and create some serious flooding. We'll be in those communities later today, and we'll bring you update with what the people are dealing with, and hopefully things won't be too serious. Live in Gulfport, Alex Love, 12 News. You saw on the beaches how heavy the wind was and choppy the waves were, creating a storm surge. As you drive further inland, this is what it does to low-lying roads in Bay St. Louis, engulfing them with water, forcing a lot of locals to park their cars on higher ground.